welcome to day 2 of our web campaign on Introduction to JavaScript. I'm thrilled to see you so many of you joining us again today as we continue our exploration of this essential programming language. Day before yesterday, we had an informative session on basics of HTML and CSS, and today we are delighted to have Mr. Shashwat Tare with us as a guest speaker. Mr. Tare is an associate consultant at Oracle Finance Service Software Limited and has extensive experience in working with JavaScript. We are grateful to have him here to share his knowledge and expertise with us. Today's workshop will not only help you develop a solid understanding of JavaScript, but also give you the opportunity to put your newfound knowledge into practice through hands-on exercise. You'll learn more about the syntax, control structure, functions, and OOP concepts in JavaScript. The knowledge and skills you will be acquiring from this workshop will help you become a better web developer. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this session with us. Before we continue, let's dive in and learn more about the power of JavaScript and how it can enhance our web development projects. Thank you for joining us today, and let's get started. So you can go ahead.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm thrilled to be here again and share some of my knowledge as I know that JavaScript and web dev is such a large topic that to be covering it in 1 hour sessions is a little bit difficult for me and also for you. So continuing from where we left day before yesterday, I have uploaded the files that we used that day on my GitHub repository. I'll be sharing the link in the chat now. And today's file, which we are going to look into, are also uploaded over there. So if you have any doubts or if you want to try anything afterwards, you can just go onto those files, check, download them, change them, have some trial and error. As for what I feel in this coding world, the best way to learn is trial and error, and that is how I learned web, either it be web dev or any form of coding. So starting again, I will be sharing my screen. So yes, day before yesterday, we were looking into a CV, sample CV that we were trying to recreate from this CV that I had previously created. So over here, I would just like to go through the code once because today we are looking into the JS. So I don't want to be continuing the whole thing again. It's a little bit time consuming. Therefore, I'll just go through the code and help you out to understand what all uh, tags I have used and how it works. So over here for the nav bar, I have been using the A tag, that's anchor tag. Anchor tags are used to redirect a particular selection of, means if you click on those anchor tags, it will redirect you to a particular part in your website or a different web page, whichever you assign it through the href tag, href syntax part. So here you can see I have used hashtag and about me over here, or hashtag projects or hashtag websites. So these type of tags are our internal website tags. So here we don't have any HTTPS or something where it redirects you to a new page. Instead, it is just redirecting you to a new section of having an ID, say for example, about me, or afterwards, if you go a little bit below, then there's projects, and then there's courses, and then the website tag section. So so by that, if I click on projects over here, it will go to my key projects section and show you what all my key projects were from the CV. This is extremely helpful when you are looking to make just a single page website, where the website tends to be a long version of multiple pages. So there continuously scrolling is usually avoided. So there we can have these internal web links so that whenever a user knows that he has to go to the website section or the courses section or the project section, he can just click anywhere over here and he will be there. So that was my goal, so that I can incorporate internal tags also. Next, for the about me section, as we had looked into it's a simple paragraph tag, and I have used a bold tag in that to make the text bold. There's nothing much to look into it. Now this tag is a new one, and you might not use it on regular basis in your web development. So this is the details and summary tag. So what this does is, if you see over here, you have just the objective which is defined in summary visible over here, and you have an arrow over here. So this is a HTML's internal tag, and from here what happens is, when I say that the summary of this tag is that there's the objective of my CV. So over here, it would just show me the objective of the CV. And when I want to look into the further details that are defined in this tag, I just have to click over here, and it will show me all the other text that I have been typing in it. Next, this is a simple table, which I have already explained using the table tag. Then there's the table row, table header, and table data tag. Now comes the row span. So what is a row span? So sometimes what happens is that you have some rows which have duplicate data. Say for example, I completed my 12th and 10th from a same school. So I don't want to be entering the same data again and again. So I chose to merge these two rows instead of having two different rows. So over there, row span comes into the help. And if I want to merge two columns, then I will use col span, and I will say col span 2, and then say type in my text. This is also a table, as you can see. Now, one of the other important tags is a list tag, which is, and there are majorly two lists, unordered list and ordered list. So in unordered list, we usually have those bullet markers like you see in your PPT presentations, like a dot or a empty circle, or let's say, for example, square. Here right now, I have removed their style from the CSS. I would show you that. So where is it? CSS over here. So if you see over here, I have said the list style should be none. But if I remove this, now if I would update it, so here you can see these list styles are coming over here. Since it is not optimized by the CSS, it is coming over here. But if we go into the CSS and code it perfectly, then they would come just right besides them. So this is a example of unordered list. If you want ordered list, then we have ordered list. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, E, capital A, capital B, or small a, small b, Roman numericals 1, 2, 3, 4. That is also supported by the HTML. You just have to say, ask it that instead of this, I'll say, give me an OL over here with style, uh, list style as let's say I want 5 or 1. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like this, you can change, do some trial and error, and you can get into this pretty much easily. So these basics are very easy to catch on to. Next is, you can see some of my text are underlined over here. That is also easily achieved by just using a tag under U. So it defines the HTML to use the underline tag. So majority, this is the part in which we can use the HTML for a basic CSS and HTML to make your CV. Over here in the anchor tag, I have used an external links. Though these websites are down right now and you might not be able to visit them, but what this does is, whenever I, since I have used a target blank, so usually when you click on any link over here, what it does is it opens in the same page. But if you don't want that, you can write that the target should be blank. So all it does is whenever you click any link in the target blank section, it will open a new page and then it will load it. Since this is not there, since the site is not there, it won't load right now. So now quickly moving forward to the JS part, I I would like everyone to either have a folder or something, and we can start with a new HTML file. Let's say, for example, JS and on .html. So JavaScript is used generally in HTML only. You can use it in different, let's say, projects, but majority its use is in HTML websites where you want some verification. So let's say you are on a website and you are inputting some password and it says that your password is incorrect. So how are they checking that? That goes via JavaScript to the SQL files. Now that is a long process, but you see a pop-up there like this is a wrong password or please check your username. Those pop-ups are created by our GS section. So starting with some basics over here, and then we'll quickly dive into some advanced JavaScript. I'll just say let's create some HTML file with a head and give it, let's say, JS on down and say body. And in body, I would say what we can show you guys, which is easy. Um, well, yeah, we can use. Okay, so let's say that there's an H2 tag saying NMIMS. Oh, next, we have something of a kind, let's say paragraph tag. Inside paragraph tag, I'll say this is just a placeholder or some some text to appear basically in JavaScript. This and now how we incorporate JavaScript into our HTML file. So there are three different places where you can use a JavaScript inside your HTML file. First one is inside the head tag. So what happens when you include a script, say for a JavaScript inside a head tag? So whenever a web page is loaded, during that time only the JavaScript is also loaded inside the browser. So if you have very basic JavaScript, let's say I want to do something as of addition or just create a pop-up like window alert or something. At that time using script, we use script to tell our web page or web browser that inside the script, anything that is written is JavaScript. So you have to compile it and you have to check it if this code is correct or not. And if the code is correct, then please function like it. But what happens in big websites? Let's say take example of Google where you are trying to log into Google. So over there you have various options. those options have various checks. So those check boxes are created inside the script tag. Say you remember the password, whichever you type, you have those uh, uh, tick marks coming in the Google that your password has 7 characters tick. Your password is alphanumeric tick. Your password has some special characters tick. That all is done using the script tag. So when you have multiple scripts like this, it tends to slow down your website in loading process, which is another part of SEO, which is a different concept which we might ponder upon afterwards, after this session, when we have some time, or some of you might want to get into, and you can contact me, I'll help you out. So what we just do here for optimization and better coding practices, we use script in the body tag at the end. After everything you want to write is written, it the script tag should be the last thing the body tag has before body tag closes. Always remember that. You can have multiple script tags here. There's no issue with that. So let's say in JavaScript, it works similar to Java. I hope everyone over here knows Java. If means if I could see some hands raised about if you know Java, then it would be great. Okay, so we have Sanskar who knows Java. Apart from Sanskar, okay, no worries. I'll help you out with the function declaration and how the syntax works in JavaScript as well. But those who have learned Java or have some experience with Java would find it a little bit easier. So let's say, for example, over here we have to tell the script that I have a new function. Let's say, for example, I want this function named as my function. Simple my function. I want this as my function. And then I will have parenthesis open and close. And after that, there's two curly brackets, which are important as well. The function should be written inside the curly brackets. It is similar to Java, and most of you, I hope, know Java, so we'd get why we have this parenthesis open and close and then this curly brackets. For others, I I will explain them as these parentheses are placeholders for a value which you can send. So sometimes you have a function call in Java, and for that function call, you send some values, predefined values, which you don't want a function to be fetching it again and again. So you send it directly. So over here, you can have those. Now coming back to over here, for JavaScript, our website is just a document. So whenever you write a JavaScript, you say document knows that you it has to take from our document. Then I would say document dot get. Here we have different types of get, like get element by ID, get elements by class name, get elements by name, get elements by tag name, get elements by tag name NS. Right now we would be using get elements by ID. After that, I'll define the ID. Let's say this ID is magic. Simple. We have magic. Then I'll say what we can say. We'll say inner HTML. So inner HTML is used to change whatever things you pass into a function in the inner HTML tag. So whenever you go through inner HTML, so let's say in the p tag, I say tag is the ID and magic. So now what it would do is in the PID, it would go, and when my function is called, it would give out any value which I tell it to give. So right now I'll say I have full stop, and we'll close it with a semicolon as we do it in Java. But now, how would you call a function in your website if you don't have any calling feature? And everybody knows that if there's a function, there's a function call. So what we'll do, we'll use HTML tag called as button. Anything that has a square shape where you can click anything. Everyone has used the buttons and we call it like press the OK button, press the accept button. So each button is linked to some or other function. Always remember that. So let's say I said button. I'll say, I'll tell it that buttons type is button. I wanted just a simple button. There's various buttons like submit, reset, menu, and button. So I'll say this button type is only button. I don't want any advanced features over here right now, just a button. And I'll say on click. So I am instructing it that on click, what you will do, you will call my function. I have written my function, just call it and process it. And I will name the button something. So say press on magic. Now we have written the HTML, we have written the JS. We'll save the file.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Actually, sir, your presenter right got missed a place. Just a minute, I'll make you the presenter once again. Actually,
Sure.
your screen share got disconnected.
Sure, sure. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible. Yes.
Okay, great. So where were we? Where did you guys miss me?
I guess it was just before this function.
Okay. So what I have did is simple. I wrote a function which has just a simple work that it would go and fetch my element by ID, which I have assigned as magic. In that element ID, I said that change the inner HTML to magically I have appeared. As simple as that. And to call that function, because each function needs its call. You cannot directly go like हाँ स्क्रिप्ट लिख दिया मैंने उसके अंदर फंक्शन का एक नाम दे दिया तो वो फंक्शन फैच हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं होता. हर एक फंक्शन को कुछ ना कुछ कॉल करने वाला फीचर चाहिए. तो वेबसाइट पे हम लोग उसके लिए बटन्स यूज करते हैं कि कहीं पे भी क्लिक हुआ है या कहीं पे होवर हुआ है तो वो उसको पता चलेगा कि हाँ भाई अब मुझे यहाँ पे कॉल हो सकता है. और जैसे क्लिक होता है उसे पता चल जाता है कि हाँ मुझे कॉल किया है, ये मेरा काम है, मैं जाके बताऊंगा फंक्शन को कि अभी ये करना है. तो उसके लिए हमने बटन यूज किया. बटन को बोला कि तू टाइप बटन ही है सिंपल. तुझे काम क्या करना है, ऑन क्लिक पे माय फंक्शन को बुला के आना है. सिंपल. अभी ये मैंने इसको सेव कर दिया. मैं गया यहाँ पे, मैं करता हूँ डे 2 में हैंड्स ऑन पे आया. मैंने इसको किया डबल क्लिक. ओके. सो तो हमारा हेड टैग सही से लगानी है, वो हम क्विकली जाके चेंज कर देते हैं। यहाँ पे हम टाइटल देना भूल गए इसको कि ये टाइटल है हमारा। कंटिन्यूस, ये हम रिफ्रेश कर देंगे, ये जेएस हैंडसॉन यहाँ आ गया। एनएमएम शिवपुर, दिस इज जस्ट अ प्लेस होल्डर फॉर सम टेक्स्ट टू अपीयर मैजिकली यूजिंग जावास्क्रिप्ट। ये हमने क्लिक किया और ये यहाँ पे अपना जावास्क्रिप्ट का टैग आ गया। सो simply when I clicked the button, JavaScript knew that it was my time to shine. It went on and displayed this. अभी यहाँ पे ना हम सिर्फ टेक्स्ट नहीं डिस्प्ले करते, हम लोगों को चाहिए कि हम इसमें कुछ और डिस्प्ले करें, जैसे नंबर्स हो गया। तो नंबर्स के लिए क्या है ना, जावास्क्रिप्ट बहुत अच्छा है। हम ऐसा सिर्फ विदाउट कोटेशंस बोलते हैं, ऐसा कर 5+9 भेज दे, बढ़िया सा। हमने इसे सेव किया, हम रिफ्रेश करेंगे, प्रेस फॉर मैजिक, और इसने 14 बता दिया कि 5+9 14 होता है। लेकिन अब तुम्हें कैसे पता कि 5+9 ही गया है अंदर, यू वॉन्ट टू बी श्योर, तब हम कर सकते हैं कोटेशंस बस 5+9। एक बार कंफर्म कर लेंगे कि ऐसे ही हम भेजते हैं या नहीं, बिकॉज ये चीज को किए थोड़ा सा टाइम है। आई थिंक दिस इज नॉट अलाउ, इसकी जगह पे इसको हम दूसरे लाइन में भेजते थे, इसको फिर वापस लिख देंगे। And, यहाँ पे एक और कुछ नया कर सकते हैं, जैसे समेशन। समेशन हो गया, इसको डॉट इनर HTML, और यहाँ पे एक और आईडी बना देंगे, आईडी दे देंगे इसे, चेक करते हैं, ये आ गया। इसी तरह से इसमें हम लोग यहाँ पे 5+9 की जगह 5-9 दे देते हैं, यहाँ पे दे देंगे, और ये -4 आ गया। सेम चीज डिवाइड और मल्टीप्लाई के लिए भी यूज होती है। सो ये होता है जावास्क्रिप्ट का एकदम बेसिक सा फंक्शन है ये, कि तुम्हें किसी भी एक पर्टिकुलर टैग के अंदर कुछ भेजना है तो ऐसे भेजोगे। लेकिन अगर तुमने ये सोचा कि यार मुझे टैग के अंदर कुछ भेजना नहीं है, मुझे तो पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट ही गायब कर देना है, कभी कभी होता है ना ऐसा, एरर 404 आ जाता है। तो एरर 404 तो बहुत लंबा केस हो गया, लेकिन कभी कभी होता है कि तुम कुछ क्लिक करते हो और वेब पेज पूरा ही गायब हो जाता है। वो इस वजह से होता है कि मैं लिख दूँ यहाँ पे डॉक्यूमेंट राइट, यहाँ का पहले का सब कुछ है ना, ये मैं हटा दूँ, इसको मैंने हटा दिया और इसको भी हटा दिया, और यहाँ पे हमने लिख दिया दिस डॉक्यूमेंट बस। मैं यहाँ पे लिख दूंगा, इसको हटा देंगे हम समेशन वाले को, कि भाई अब तेरी ज़रूरत नहीं है, वैसे भी पूरा पेज गायब हो जाएगा। इसको सेव करेंगे, यहाँ आएंगे, रिफ्रेश करेंगे, ये क्लिक करेंगे और ये चला नहीं। Let's check why this didn't happen. Function document dot just a JavaScript पढ़ नहीं है, चलेगा ही क्यों? पुराने कोड पे आ जाते हैं। पुराना कोड हमारा चल रहा है सही से। जावास्क्रिप्ट, अब आपको क्या दिक्कत आ रही है? ओके, डॉक्यूमेंट को पूरा गायब करने का ट्रिक मैं एक बार कंफर्म करके तुम्हें बाद में बताता हूँ। सो इस तरह से तुम बेसिकली जावास्क्रिप्ट को यूज कर सकते हो। तो जावास्क्रिप्ट के अंदर और काफ़ी सारे फंक्शंस आते हैं। जैसे तुम कोई ईमेल डाल रहे हो, तो तुम्हें ईमेल को कैसे चेक करना है, तो वो तुम जावास्क्रिप्ट से चेक कर सकते हो। सो अगर ईमेल डालना है तो हमें एक इनपुट भी लेना पड़ेगा। इनपुट के लिए हमारे पास HTML का एक और टैग यूज होता है, फॉर्म्स। सब लोगों ने फॉर्म्स बनाए हैं गूगल फॉर्म्स पे, गूगल फॉर्म्स भरे भी होंगे। बस वही चीज़ है, मैं एक्शन कर दे, मेथड कर दे, पोस्ट अंदर ले लेंगे। तो एक्शन को हम लोग एम्प्टी रखेंगे, तो एम्प्टी की जगह हैशटैग डाल देते हैं कि कहीं मत जा। फिर एक इनपुट ले लेंगे, इनपुट का टाइप दे देते हैं उससे कि टाइप ले ले, चाहिए ईमेल के नाम पर, और उसको एक नेम दे देंगे कि ये नेम है, और नेम होगा ईमेल। एकदम बढ़िया से एक ईमेल आ जाएगा इनपुट में। इससे पहले पी टैग ले लेते हैं अपन। पी टैग में लिख देंगे एंटर ईमेल, कि यूजर को भी पता चल जाए यहाँ पे ईमेल ही डालना है। उसके बाद सॉरी, फिर हम लोग उसके अंदर एक सबमिट बटन ले लेंगे। टाइप कि इसमें मेरे को फॉर्म सबमिट करना है, और इसको भी नेम दे देते हैं, ये सबमिट है। तो इसकी वैल्यू होती है, सो वैल्यू इज बेसिकली जो बटन के बाहर की तरफ दिखती है। तो हम लोग यहाँ पर रिपीटेशन हमेशा था, क्लिक आ जाएगा हमारा सबसे दोस्त। ऑन क्लिक पे हम डाल देते हैं वैलिडेट ईमेल, कि तो ईमेल वैलिडेट करके दे हमें, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए। बटन को क्लोज किया। यहाँ पे वैल्यू नहीं लिखोगे तो कुछ बना। यहाँ पे एक और नया फंक्शन लिख देंगे, फंक्शन वैलिडेट ईमेल। इसको क्लोज करेंगे, ये ओपन किया, एंटर किया। जस्ट अ मोमेंट। सॉरी गाइस। तो बस यहाँ पे आके हम लिख देंगे डॉक्यूमेंट गेट एलिमेंट बाय आईडी। देंगे कि आईडी है ईमेल, इसको। और हम एक चीज करता भूल गए इसमें, जो हमें पहले करना था, बट कोई नहीं, हम अभी कर लेंगे। तो वेरिएबल डिफाइन करना। यहाँ पे लिख देंगे मेल, इस टेबल ले लेते हैं हम बढ़िया सा, मेल का चेक। इसमें हम यूजुअली ये यूज करते हैं रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन, बट मुझे रेगुलर एक्सप्रेशन याद नहीं रहता है। तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, गूगल जाता हूँ, JS ईमेल वैलिडेशन रेगेट्स। यहाँ से तुम्हें W3 रिसोर्स आएगा, यहाँ पे तुम्हें इसका रेगेट्स मिलेगा। शुरुआत में ही होता है कहीं पे में, ये रहा, यहाँ तक। यहाँ तक है नहीं, दिस इज नॉट द रेगेट्स व्हिच वी आर लुकिंग इनटू, इट्स हियर। इसको कंट्रोल C करके ये बंद कर देंगे। यहाँ आएंगे। सो regex has different parts, and we will not get extremely into it, but I will explain you this, that this section over here is for the list of words or set of words that come before your at the rate. So let's say for example my email is over here, I'll open a comment. I'll say Shashwat. Okay, so now this section is verified by these set of characters. They say they will check for this, they will see if there's dot or something, which I have obviously. Then they will see if there's some characters and words and all that. After that, it this star says that there can be any amount of words over it. Any amount means तुम कितना भी लिख सकते हो। लाइक यहाँ पे कितना है मेरा, 8 कैरेक्टर और एक फुल स्टॉप और 4, तो ये हो गए 13 कैरेक्टर, लेकिन इसकी जगह तुम एक पूरा सेंटेंस लिख सकते हो बिना स्पेस के, ऐसे ऐसे करके, लेकिन वो एक्सेप्ट होगा क्योंकि वो एक वैलिड ईमेल फॉर्मेट है। उसके बाद वो चेक करेगा @ के लिए कि तुम्हारे इसमें @ है या नहीं है। उसके बाद वो चेक करे दूसरे सेट ऑफ वर्ड्स के लिए जिसके अंदर एक डॉट आता है कि नहीं। सो जैसे यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ जीमेल है, फिर डॉट है और एक कॉम है, तो वो 2 से 3 लेटर्स के बीच में चलता है। जैसे .com हो गया, या .in हो गया, या .co हो गया, या फिर और क्या क्या है, .net हो गया, ऐसा सब। लेकिन अभी जैसे मेरा सिंपल है, उसकी जगह पे लेट से फॉर एग्जांपल हमें जो NM से मिलता है, तो वो कैसे, SVKM Mumbai .on Microsoft.com, राइट। तो ये यहाँ पे डॉट के बाद यहाँ जो डॉट है वो इसके लिए होता है कि एक वर्ड आया, उसके बाद डॉट आया, फिर वापस वर्ड आया, वो ऐसा थोड़ा लूप में चलेगा, उसको चलता है। बस उसका मेन एम ये होता है कि तुम्हारा जो फाइनल एंड है वो एक फुल स्टॉप और उसके बाद 2 या 3 लेटर्स से ज़्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए। सो दैट इज़ हाउ यू कैन गो इनटू ईमेल वेरिफिकेशन। यहाँ से फिर तुम लोग एक इफ ब्लॉक यूज कर सकते हो कि तुम इफ ब्लॉक को मैच करो कि ये वैल्यू और ये वैल्यू सेम है या नहीं है। तो सिंपल है, एक इफ ब्लॉक हम लोग लेते हैं। यहाँ मैं लिख दूंगा इफ इक्वल्स टू मेल चेक। यहाँ पे एरर क्या दे रहे हैं चेक कर लेते हैं। या अभी अगर ये सही है तो इसमें सिंपली ये देना चाहिए, अलर्ट देने को बोल देते हैं इसे, कि एक अलर्ट देते वैलिड। या तो फिर क्या करते हैं, एल्स ब्लॉक में आएगा अलर्ट रॉन्ग ईमेल। डन, ये तुम्हारा फंक्शन हो गया। ये एकदम क्रूड फंक्शन है, आई एम नॉट 100% श्योर चलेगा, लेकिन चेक कर लेते हैं। जैसे मैंने डाला, ये देख, इसने आ गया, पेज ने बोला कि ये वैलिड ईमेल है। लेकिन इसी की जगह समझो मैंने डाला, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल शाश्वत स्पेस तारे एक्सक्लेमेशन @gmail, और मैं ये सबमिट करता हूँ, तो ये वैलिड दिखा रहा है, जो गलत चीज़ है। और सही से हमारा बना नहीं है। सॉरी गाइस। there is some error in our code. We are switching a mail. Okay. Um, oh, just forgot. Didn't give it the ID also. फैच कैसे करेगा मेल को, इस पे ईमेल है डाला के input type text name okay id is also email, that's perfect for us. We'll get rid of this function. Remove this also. Now why we have this error coming with us? Okay, so for me, I have two pending tasks on you for to teach you. One is email validation. Other was document write. For now, what I'll do is I'll show you one of my other JS files which I had written. Hello.
That was my mistake, sir. I guess someone just unmuted by mistake.
Okay, no worries. So we'll now just quickly go through one of my JS files that I have created, which is similar to what we were doing earlier, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, as we are a little bit going overboard, nearly going overboard. So I don't want to hold you back over here like last time. So over here, what I have done is that I have divided my web page in three different sections that is present in the code files which I have shared with you. So over here, the first section is area of triangle, where we will be looking into how to calculate an area of triangle. The second section is for leap year test, and the third section is for mini calculator. Over here, if you see, we have IDs for each input text and for the button as well. Input type button, value calculate, and ID button CALC. So over here, I'll open the page first. Then this is that. Yeah. So see over here, here we can enter our base and height. Here leap year and here mini calculator with two numbers. Just the simple basic ones, so that it's not heavy on any of us, not for me to explain in for you, since it's late in the night. It might not get transcended as I want, therefore as simple as that. So after this section, I have added one more div, just naming it as result. So over here, this is my result section where I'll be displaying all the values. So let's say take a simple right angle triangle with values 10 and 5. So it will show me the value as 25. Now, how did we reach till here? How is this being displayed? So we will see what is its function. So for area of triangle, we have the function as button CALC. I would go down. I would see for function area also. So over here, this. Okay. So over here, I have defined a function area where we have number one, number two as base and height, and also a variable named result, which we use to display this result. In this, I just assign number one and number two as number format for data type. And then I have just given this formula to the JavaScript to remember that let area equals to number one into number two and the whole divided by two or number two divided by two. As simple as that. Then I say to the function that this value, how would you show it? Simply say result.inner.html. Result is my section, this div id section. And I'll say result.inner.html should be area of triangle is, and I'll define the area like plus and area. So you use plus to concatenate two different things. You can have strings also like this to concatenate anything and a variable in between. So now I have used here function area, but if you go up, it's button cal. So how it is being called? So this is a second type of function call over here, where we say on variable button calc document.get element by id button calc on click, you should go to the area function. I'm just ordering it. Go to the area function with all the data you have. It will go over here. It will say B1 has this value, B2 has this value, fetch it, then show the result. Same with the leap year test. Same with the leap year test and mini calculator. So in the leap year test, we all know that a leap year should be divisible by 4. It should not be, and it should not be divisible by 100 at the same time, but it can be divisible by 400. So we have just set that as a way functions formula for the answer. That answer या तो ये yes होगा या तो ये yes होगा, पर कोई भी एक yes हुआ तो मुझे yes दे. This is and for the and or function, and this is used for or means this is for or function. Now, when you go through this leap year button, it will go and fetch the year that I have given it. It will go to result LP and show if the answer is true, then it will say the year 2020, 2008 or 2012, 2016 or 2020 as the year is leap year. Otherwise, year is not leap year. And console.log answer is used when we want to share the answer on the console only. So how to check if there's something on console? 2008. Let's say for example 2008. This is there. Just simply go here, more tools, developer tools. Over here, there's console, true. So over here, the value is true. Therefore, they are saying the year is 2008 is a leap year. Similarly, for addition, subtraction, I have added different functions with the same thing which we did over here. Instead of multiplication and division, simple addition, subtraction, and multiplication is done. I hope the last part was not as fast as normal, but I would be finishing it today. It's 1 hour already, and I don't want to hold you all guys over here for much longer. I would these files are uploaded on my GitHub, and I have shared the file link to you so that you can always access them. Any questions, guys?
So I don't think so. We don't do have any questions so far. Uh, but if we
Okay.
do, you guys can reach out to us anytime. Like you can personally message me, or you can also text, sir, if you want.
Yes. Okay.
So
Thank you,
I
guys.
guess with this we can end today's session, sir.